Hello everyone. I'm going to show another game of Rxe5 with Marshall's attack variation. So this was the game between Stoimanov and Andonov that was played in Bulgaria in 1980. I'm going to place the game PGN as well in the in the section so you can actually use this game. It's a wonderful game. So let's just go into the game. I'll try to do this as short and sweet as possible. E4 E5 Nf3 Nc6 Bishop B5. This is indicating that it's the Rxe5 opening. A6 Bishop A4 Knight F6 castles Bishop E7 Rook E1 B5 Bishop to B3 black castles C3 D6 H3 and D5. So you see that black is actually losing a tempo by moving the pawn to D6 first and then to D5. It is indeed a loss of tempo, but black, it has kind of transposed into Marshall attack where it sacks the E5 pawn. So so let's go over it. So E takes D5, so knight takes D5, and white is a pawn up now. So black decides to capture the knight on E5, rook takes E5, knight to F3. So I wouldn't say this is the critical position, but this is one position where white made a mistake. It's not a big mistake, but white played the move queen to F3 here. But rather in this position, D4 D4 is a very strong move. So let's just go over a few moves. I mean, probably a logical combination. So after D4, black can go with knight G6. Say rook H5, bishop to B7, fianchettoing the black bishop on the long diagonal, and after queen C2, bishop D6, white white is white is looking pretty okay here. I don't think black has any compensation for the extra pawn. I mean, he's almost through with the development, and it's just a knight, and his rook is in a fantastic position on h5, and there's another wonderful bishop on b3. So I think queen f3, the move that was actually played, isn't that good. Yes, it is, and attacking the knight, and this uh, and this rook on sorry so and this rook on a8. uh, but let's go over what how black continued. So black mode played bishop d6. So it's advised that white does not capture the rook on a8, because after bishop takes e5, white is completely lacking in development. He doesn't have the d pawn open, the bishop is not developed, the knight is not developed. So that's not a good sign. So after bishop d6, uh, white white actually captures the knight on f4. So queen takes f4, and of course now bishop takes the rook, queen takes the bishop. So so you have like a, an exchange being made here. So black indeed has two rooks and the bishop, but white is materially up here. So he has two bishops and a knight and a rook, but this is completely kind of a lock position, and that gets seriously exposed, and his king is you know it's completely unsafe. That you just see the few moves that follows. What a brilliant mating pattern that arrives out of it. So black goes in with the natural rook e8, gaining a tempo on the queen, and white plays queen d5, again trying to exchange the queen, because that that looks the most logical thing for white to do, have the queens exchange and go for an endgame. Black has this check on rook e1, king h2. So I think this is the critical position that you want to have a look at and find the best move for black. So of course queen takes queen is indeed not a good move for black. So I think queen f6. So I think this is really the winning move for black. Yes, it does sacrifice a rook, but I think black and Anov in this game had done enough calculation to see that he does arrive at a wonderful mating pattern or into a winning position. So well, white does accept the rook in this game, but just go back one more. So what happens if white captures the pawn on f7? Let's just go over it. So what happens if queen takes f7? You have queen takes queen, bishop takes, king takes, knight to a3, continuing the development. But I think if you go over some quick moves, you will actually see that after this rook e2, black is completely grabbing all these pawns, and black should have an easy win in the end game. So after white captured the rook on e8, you have this check, queen f4 check, g3, queen takes f2, queen g2 is forced, bishop to b7. Well, if I mean it's this is really killing. So just it's utterly lost for white here. So bishop takes f7 after king h8, and what else? I mean, queen takes f2, and you have this wonderful mate on rook h1. So there you go. I mean, black just has a rook and a bishop, and white has so many pieces up, and the lack of development on the queen side is completely exposed. So I hope you enjoyed this video.